Alright, today we are here. This is the introduction for the header install video. So I'm at my friend's house. He's got a 4-post lift with quick jacks if we need to use them. Makes it a lot easier and more convenient to install headers. So we're gonna get the car pulled in and give it some time to cool off. While we're waiting to cool off, there is some slight suspension knocking going on in the back of the wagon, only at low speeds in the cabin area. We've inspected everything in the bottom and it wasn't anything, but we can replicate it when the suspension is loaded. So pretty sure it's going to be the rear shock mounts. They are TC Klein rear shock mounts, but maybe they're not tightened all the way. Maybe I missed something when I installed them. So we'll go ahead and take a look at those while we're waiting for everything to cool down and drop the shocks out and take a look at them. Right now I'm just waiting for my buddy to get over here and open this garage door because it's like 34 degrees right now. And we'll take a look around and get to see the inside of his garage, which is actually really cool. And it's warm. And he's a bit particular about leaving the garage door open because it takes a little bit of energy to heat or cool it with his mini split. But alright, we'll be back. Alright, we got to make this quick so we can keep all the heat in. Gonna move his car off the lift. Do a little ring around the rosy here with the cars. As soon as he pulls out, I'll set the camera up and we can get it ready for the car to come in. Alright, let's get this thing set up. Alright, let's get these cars pulled in.
Straight. Good.
All right, so we got the car in the air and my friend Tim, he is helping out by getting some of the exhaust header bolts loose while we wait for everything to cool down. And then I'm working on these rear shocks to see if I can nail down or pinpoint this weird knock under low idle speeds. I took one shock out and I'm not seeing anything. Let's take a look. So here we have the TC Klein shock. Yep, and so this shock mount, I looked at it, it's on there tight. It's not loose and I don't see any missing pieces. I see the washer and the bushing. It's not too tight, not over torqued. Nothing's loose when I shake it. And I compressed it and it wasn't doing anything, so might be another problem we'll have to deal with another day. The only thing I can think of is this guy. So we have these reverse brackets here that go from the top. Since this is a wagon, it makes it easier to get the shock out without having to tear the entire interior apart. And of course, you gotta be careful because if you touch it, it'll go up there. So you gotta be careful with that. But if I wiggle it, that's kind of what the sound sounds like. But when I had the shock tightened, it was all the way in there. It was tight. But I'll double check it one more time. Let's go see what Tim's working on. Yeah, I think they're a bunch of 13s.
14s, 17, and 13s.
Yes, he likes to complain. You'll get a chance to look at all the now that we're on the lift, we can actually see all the beautiful S&G wiring that I did, which is really nice. Got everything tucked up in there like it's supposed to be. Have the bracket up there. We're gonna get this hole, get the belly pan off, the stiffening plate, and once we get that off, we'll be able to get the exhaust manifolds out. It's still hot. But yeah. All right, once we do some more progress, we'll be back. All right, so the first thing we did was we got the section 1 off after the exhaust cooled a little bit, and because I'm going to be running no cats with this the European exhaust manifold setup, I've been told by everybody that there's a lot of rasp if you have the stock exhaust section 1, 2, and 3 setup, which I'm doing. So for the section 1, it only has one resonator and half of it, and I got another resonated section 1 piece that I'm going to mate with mine so I can have dual resonated section 1s. So let's take a look at that. So I got these from my buddy Abdul, really cool guy. We do a little trading of stuff. I got him some DME stuff and he got me some exhaust stuff, and it really comes in handy. And so what we have here is the stock section 1. And as you can see, one side is non-resonated. So then I'm going to take this, and you can see if you lay it on top, that's going to be dual resonated. That comes out pretty nice. So now that we got this off, we're going to work on dropping tools and we got the belly plate off. Next thing we're going to do is probably get the motor situated so that we can get the engine mount arm off, and then we can make some more space to get those stock catted exhaust manifolds out. So we will be back with another update. All right, let's see this guy cuss up a storm. Battling these hard to reach manifold nuts. Don't say it. Nuts.
These nuts.
Right. All right, we're gonna cut this short. Got to get to work. We'll be back. So the first thing we need to do is we need to separate the original stock section 1 because it's got a welded piece in the middle. And I don't have a welder, so I'm not going to weld the other piece back on, but it'll still fit. But we need to separate this, so let's go ahead and get that done. All right, that's it. Take that out. Bring this other piece in. Let's see how that looks. All right, so we now have a dual resonated section 1. Hopefully it'll help cut down on that rasp. Right now we are working on getting this heat shield out without having to disconnect the coolant line because I'm not trying to bleed the coolant today.
Is there any way to pull it down from the back end? Oh, it's got a lip on that end too.
Yeah. If you give me those pliers, maybe I can bend the top part of it down as well. All right, right, success. We got the shield out. We were able to unbolt it, squeeze it together with a pair of channel locks, and then fish it out through this coolant line right here. That was a challenge, but we did get it. And if you look down there, there it is. Now we have a little bit more access to these header bolts. Tim's gonna get to what he can, and then I'll do the ones from up here while I'm up here. We've already loosened the EGT sensor, removed the rear O2 sensors because we're not gonna be running those anyways. And I may pull that HVAC cover off so that we can get the primary O2 sensors loose. I have them marked so I don't forget which way they go, but the O2 sensors are on pretty tight, and he needs to fish a wrench around the connector to get a good grip on it. But we'll be back. All right, so I'll hold this front one. Get the rear one out.
Got it.
Woo!
Oh, success.
Look at that. Yes, we can go eat.
Take a picture of that shit.
Hey man, this video is for YouTube for kids. Language.
Shit.
Hey, just
No,
kidding.
no kids in this shit. Kids won't watch this.
My son watches it.
Kids.
Cole does watch it. He goes, Dad, I saw your video. It was really cool. I'm like, oh, thanks, Cole."
Shit.
All right, so now, how do I get down? Because I'm way up here. Look at that. Whew,
That's not a bad one.
that is scary.
6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, one is still stuck somewhere.
All right, that's a wrap. Let's go have lunch. All right, so that was a bit of a work. It took us a couple hours to get those stock manifolds off. Let's take a look. All right, there we go. We got the stock Euro exhaust manifolds with no cats, and the stock US manifolds with cats. Hopefully that'll help free up some power, along with the tune from HTE. Let's take a look underneath. Yeah. Did not take the engine mount off. Go here. There we go. Still just as clean as I remember it. So we're gonna take lunch and then come back and get started. Everything else is pretty clean under here, which is good. We got the rear jacked up with this nice jack that's built into the 4-post. It's nice to be able to do some suspension work like we're doing right now. And come back over here, get a good pullback. We have the dual resonated section 1 that's going to go in. Got rid of the catted headers, and we'll go with these right here. All right, we're gonna go grab some lunch and get a little footage of lunchtime, I guess. That's what everybody does, right? Hey, we're on our way to go get some food. Hope you guys like seeing us eat, right? No. All right, cool. All right, we'll be back. All right, so we're back from lunch, and we're gonna try to get these Euro headers installed. We got the old ones off. I went ahead and installed the primary bank 1 and bank 2 pre-cat O2 sensors. See right here.
What is this N3 project?
We're gonna go ahead and get this installed, and this is the first one. This goes up, and we'll probably just plug one nut on so it stays in, then we can get the other one in. We went ahead and let me just switch this around. So we have new, let's see. All right, so if we go here, I have new exhaust manifold gaskets, 6 of them, ready to go. Then I have 2 new donut gaskets. All of these are from FCP Euro. So let's go ahead and get this put in. Try not to scratch. It's a little contortion.
Are you putting it in already?
Yeah, just the first one.
I think you gotta put it up together. Well, no, without catch you don't have to.
Yeah. So if we get this first one in, so we need to leave it loose. So that way when it's loose, we can still stick the other one in. Okay, so let's get the second one in. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. But if they do, it's just exhaust manifolds. All right. All right, that's just enough room so we can get this bolted up. Right now we're just going to try to get one of these nuts on to hold this bank 2 section on so it's not falling down. And then we can go up top and secure some of these. Here we go. Let's see if I can get one of these on. Come on. All right. Here we are. All right, so it's not exactly lined up perfectly because it's not all bolted down, but it's getting there. Here we go. Got that guy in there looking good. See if we can go in from the top in a little bit. But I'll try to get as many of these nuts on from here, then we'll go to the top and get them on, then we'll work on the section 1, routing these pre-cat O2 wires. So we will be back. All right, so success so far. We have both bank 1 and bank 2 in place. All of the header bolts and nuts are tightened. They're torqued good and tight. So let's take a look and see. Well, just like before, they didn't really move much, but we'll get a better view from the top side. But
This one.
all right, so it looks like we got everything buttoned up, and having the dual resonated section 1 was a little tight. I had my doubts, but Tim was right. He got it tightened up and filled in the gap. Let me turn it around. Yep. So we have no gap, pulled tight. Dual resonated section 1. And then these guys right here. They're nice and tight with brand new donut gaskets. O2 sensors are plugged in, And for now, have them kind of routed behind that heat shielding, and we'll see how that works out. And let's take a look here. There's the headers. See if we can get up in here. Yeah. Yeah, bank 2. Bank 1. Everything looks good, so I think we're gonna try our first test fire to make sure we don't have any leaks. Smoke ourselves out. And we'll be back for that one.
Right.
Sounds pretty good.
Good. All right. No leaks in the middle. Turning off the coating. Good.
Turn it off.
Yeah, it's gonna burn that coating on the coat.
All right, so turn it off.
Yep. Yeah, it's heat cycling that coating. So you're gonna see that smoke for a while.
Okay. Oh, I smell it. Yeah. It smells
Yep. So
smells like success.
Yep, that's the coating.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't feel any leaks in the O2 sensors, in the middle, in the front section 1, and the rear section 1.
Nice. The exhaust had a nice rumble to it.
There?
Oh yeah, I could hear it.
Down there, I hear a lot of metallic sound.
Rasp.
Rasp, yes.
Yeah.
AKA metallic sound.
All right. Got a short amount of time. Got a lot more work to do, so we'll be back. All right. Everything buttoned up.
Can you go on that side of the back and pull that wire harness out?
All right, so we have wrapped up everything and the car is back on the ground. Suspension's all bolted back up. I didn't show it, but I have pictures I'll put in the video. I was able to put all of my under trays on, like the V-brace under trays, the forward under trays, so that was good. We did a test start, you saw that, and it was good. So now we are wrapping things up, and the engine bay is all buttoned up. Take a look at that. And we're just gonna back this thing out and go home. I still need to flash the tune from Hassan when I get it, but the car should definitely drive better for now. Rear O2s are already coated out. I did that already, so it won't have any check engine lights. So let's get this mounted and get out of here. No.
Oh, nice. Sounds good.
Sounds like a little rumble.
Yeah, it's different when I was down there than when I was up here now. Turn the wheel a little bit, start turning, all right, crank it, crank it, crank it, crank it, you got it, clear, you're good, you're good, you're good, keep cranking, yep. Whew.
Stinky. All right, Tim, thank you for your services. Thanks again. All right, there's the stinky stuff right there. And then, hey, it is the next morning. I know when we left the video last night, we said that was the end. Figured though, we'll just make one longer video and have some audio clips. So It's the next morning. It's been cold, so we have a nice cold start ready to go. So I want to put the microphone on the exhaust so that you can hear what it sounds like on a cold start. This is with the European catless headers and the dual resonated section 1 using 2 OEM resonators from the S54 mid pipe. So we'll go ahead and get that squared away and let's get started. Alright, so there we go. We have a nice cold start. Sounds really good. I mean, it's nothing fancy, nothing crazy, but it's got a nice deep rumble to it. There's a little bit of metal rasp, a little bit. You can barely hear it in person. And there is a little rattle on cold start with the section 1 dual resonated section because the two pipes are touching since they're not meant to be next to each other. The shape is slightly different. Maybe I'll weld a bead between those two pieces of the pipe to quiet that down. Or in the new year, I hope that I get the European catted section 1 to replace that. That will resolve that as well. But the very, very slight rattle that happens goes away once it's warmed up. It's gone now. It only happens on the cold start and only for a short period of time. So it's not the end of the world. And I'm usually pretty picky about that kind of stuff. But now I just got the tune file from Hassan at HTE. So he updated it for catless headers and the CSL airbox and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and get that flashed, and it is Christmas Eve right now. So I'm not sure I'll be able to get out there and get any audio clips because it's Christmas. I'll try my best though. Alright, I have the microphone attached to the back. I need to make a grocery run here on Christmas Eve. And need to go to the store and get some things, so we'll try to do a recording of the exhaust and see how raspy it is, what it sounds like. So we'll see how this goes. We'll give it a little warm up and drive out the neighborhood, and we'll try to get on a little bit. So it doesn't smell too bad with no catalytic converters. I could definitely smell a difference, but it's not too terrible. I know yesterday it was a little strong. Turn on active track because sometimes in a car the gimbal gets a little messed up and forgets where it's at. I noticed that a couple times I tried to use it POV style inside a car when it's moving and turning. So I'm turning on active track just to see. It should stay on me fixed a little bit better. So I don't want to be too aggressive with the shifting, especially since I have a microphone held on by magnets on the back. I don't want to catch second gear hard when the microphone falls off. So I'm going to turn down my shifting. Turn it all the way up. SMG shifts really hard. It grabs and it shakes the whole car. That was the butt dyno likes those headers a lot. That was pretty good. That felt really quick. Definitely sounds good, at least from inside. From outside, I'm not too sure. Alright, that's a wrap. I think we got all the audio we needed. So that should be the end of this video. Hopefully. Alright, till the next one.